Hello and welcome to Too Many Movies, the podcast where we discuss DVDs, Blu-rays, and even the occasional VHS tape. I'm your host, Hal, and with me here today, Yinsed's back. Yinsed, welcome back.
Hello everyone, it's Tony Shark, aka Shark Man. Today we're going to be doing a 72-hour analysis on Why the Bat. No, I'm joking. Ever since I started hanging out with you guys, Hal will tell you, I've become a bit of a jokester, to say the least.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad, you know what? I'm glad we're making you into a funny guy. You know, that's the best thing I could ever hear.
All right.
Yeah. So today this is actually a bit of a last minute episode. I'll admit. I was not going into December. I did not plan to do this kind of episode. It's actually funny that this is going to be episode 75 because the original plan for episode 75 was that it was going to be in November, and it was going to be the Thanksgiving. It was the Freebirds episode. Yeah, but November kicked my ass. It kicked Puff's ass, because of all the editing we had to do for Spielberg. So they couldn't get their audio to me in time. So I had to do a lot of rearranging. Honestly, I'm glad the Dune episode was the Thanksgiving special, though. I think it worked out fine. But
yeah, the
thing is, now episode 75 is now in December. But that's fine because we still get to talk about a holiday movie or two.
Just a side note, it also would have been pretty funny if 8 Crazy Nights was 75.
It would have been hilarious, yes. But it would have been funnier than actual 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Undoubtedly. I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah. Well, speaking of bad holiday specials.
Oh, my God. Okay. So I've already done a video on this movie on my channel, so you can go ahead and check that out. But Hal, you tell me your thoughts on the recent Netflix DreamWorks special, The Bad Guys / Mr. Shark, A Very Bad Holiday.
Yeah, so that's our first thing we're talking about today. Because I realized I have a DreamWorks holiday special on DVD. We'll get to that. And I'm thinking I have it on DVD. It's Christmassy. It's the holiday season. And a recent DreamWorks holiday special came out. And one of my friends is a massive fan of the IP that holiday special is on. It's gears started turning. I'm like, oh, duh, I should do this. So here we are to talk about, The Bad Guys holiday special for Netflix. I did not like it. So, I mean...
We're on the same page here. I fully expected, when Hal told me that we were going to do this, I was like, okay, yeah, no, he's not. There's no way that he's going to like this. He will not see it as anything more than okay. Yeah. And to be fair, there are some good reasons, but I have somewhat of a defense for it. So,
sure.
But first, Hal, why don't you tell me why you don't like it?
I really just don't. Well, I would say I just don't. I don't know. I'm not as attached to these characters. Clearly you are, and that's fine. But I don't really get anything out of these characters. If I was, probably maybe in the first movie, I feel like I'd get a little more out of them. But I think it's just a matter of this just feels like table scraps. Not just in the writing though, but in the animation. I thought people were over exaggerating when they're like, oh, this looks like a fucking PS3 game. And I'm like, no, come on, it's the Bad Guys. The animation's one of the best parts of that first movie. It's not great.
Yeah, no, I 100% get it because the animation downgrade, there are two specific reasons why I think it sticks out here more than it normally would. Mm-hmm. The first of which being obviously because the animation is one of the best attributes of the original movie. Even people who don't like it are willing to acknowledge it looks really good with the 2D 3D hybrid.
I will stand by the first movie being well animated. I think the animation is very good in that first movie.
Yes, absolutely. But I think the second and more significant reason is because when you think about DreamWorks' other holiday specials, they typically are able to have in some way be able to somewhat match the quality of the original movie that it's coming from. Or at the very
Yeah.
least, it's not like that much of a downgrade. Like, if you look at something like, say, Shrek the Halls, like most of the Shrek movies, like before Shrek Forever After, don't are not they don't look bad, but
Right.
they're like not the greatest by modern
They look
standards.
like
So
2000s movies. Like,
yeah, and the
yeah.
same thing applies to the holiday special. But
Yes.
the reason why it's more excusable there is because it's consistent with the time period that it came
Yes.
out in.
Uh,
Whereas
yes.
this,
Yes.
and it's definitely a byproduct
Yeah.
of Netflix being the ones that produced it.
Netflix being rude to animation. Why I'd never.
Oh yeah, I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked. Yeah.
uh I mean, look, it's not the worst thing in the world, I will admit. Like, I can understand there being defenses for it. I just, again, I'm not even like a huge fan of the original. Like, I mean, I liked it when I first watched it, but I have had no desire to rewatch it. It is something I should rewatch at some point because it's been over a year since I last watched it. It's just in the time between now and then, I've seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish 4 times. So, like, I've just had more desire to rewatch other things.
Yeah, no, I definitely get it. But wow, this movie, like, even though I like this short, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like try and excuse the fact that it's not just like, oh, like it looks bad by comparison. Like, no, on its own, it is just very rough. And the reason
Yeah.
why I think this is another reason why I wanted to point out the character designs are like part of the charm of the characters, why I like them so much is
Mm-hmm.
because of like how varied their expressions are able to be. It's like
Yes.
a lot of the comedic value comes from like the facial expressions that they make. Like, there are good jokes in there that I like on their own, but like, just there are some moments where like a character like Sharky or Mr. Wolf or somebody will like make a really funny face and I'll just like start instantly crack up.
Yeah.
And that just kind of feels like it's lost here because of like how stiff the animation is. And I think it's also important to note how like it doesn't just apply to the character designs, it also kind of applies to the sets. Like, with a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
aesthetics, like it doesn't feel like a holiday. It doesn't like look like a holiday special. Like, when you think about like the other DreamWorks shorts, they're typically very like Christmassy, like with their aesthetic. Like, they're very vibrant. It just feels very like, how do I put this? Barren. That's the best way
Yes.
I can put it.
No, I completely get where you're getting from. Yeah, no, this definitely feels like just like generic city and like not much else to it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, yeah, no, you know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, there's some animated movies you watch and you're just like the landscape is so barren, like it's so empty. Um, Marmaduke 2022, for example, that's another
Still
Netflix
haven't seen it.
animated.
Still don't want to.
You're not missing
You
much.
cannot make me. I refuse. I will take your word for it.
I mean, I recommend looking up the Star Wars joke, but that's about it.
Okay. All right. I'll consider it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this isn't like the same level as Marmaduke 2022 because it's still those like same character models, sort of.
Yeah. It's just they're not like as like fluid with their movement. It's
No,
like
they're
very
not.
stagnant.
Yeah, yeah, like that, like at the intro when like Mr. Wolf's like introducing like the story, he's just like, yeah, this takes place when we were still bad guys, and I'm like
Yeah,
comparing
it's
it to,
mainly when they talk. Honestly, it's like the
yeah,
faces that like really like make it stick out.
I'm like comparing it to the opening of the original. I'm like rethinking the original. I'm like, oh, I remember being in the theater, like experiencing like these characters just like driving, and it's really intense and really like exciting. Like, I remember the intro of the original movie being a lot of fun, whereas like here, and I get it, it's a lot shorter, but it doesn't have that same like, snappiness to it. It's just like kind of like, oh, okay, we're here now, I guess.
Yeah. Now, while we're on the topic of things that they also couldn't get back for the original, all of the voice actors, the main voice actors, they were replaced by newer people, and I'm curious
Yeah.
about your thoughts on them.
Uh, I I mean, I can't really say they were like bad. They weren't. I don't know. Some of them worked. Like, I thought the guy who did Mr. Wolf's voice was pretty damn close to Sam Rockwell's. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of impressive. I don't know if Snake sounded exactly like Mark Maron, but he's played by Chris Dia.
Yeah, Chris Diamantopoulos.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for pronouncing it properly.
Yeah, no, I had to rehearse that like 6 different times before recording my video.
Good.
But did you know that he actually voiced Mickey in Once Upon a Studio?
Well, he's like the current voice of Mickey because he does those in like the Paul Rudish cartoons. Yeah. He's like a really
very impressive range, honestly.
He does. Yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, he's in those Disney Plus Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, but like, no, he's still a really good voice actor he was like Moe in the Three Stooges reboot from over a decade ago, which, I mean, the casting in that movie was pretty good. It's just, it was a Three Stooges reboot in 2012. Like, objectively, that was never going to be good.
Okay, yeah, no, I get it.
But the voice acting was not, I can't even really say it was awful. I don't know. I just didn't see it as anything noteworthy either. Outside of like some impressive,
like some of them, like specifically Miss Tarantula, like she doesn't sound like when I like listen, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's not Awkwafina.
That is
like,
not Awkwafina.
Piranha, I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, that might be a plus to some people. Maybe that might be enough to convince you to go see it.
I mean, I'm okay with less Awkwafina. It's just, okay, well, this sounds nothing like Awkwafina. You know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like,
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I think my just stance is that they really do. I feel like they all, at the very least, capture the vibes of their characters, like the energy, even though it might not sound like exactly similar to the original.
And I get it. It's a holiday special. Like, you know, they don't have to come back for a holiday special if they don't want to. I mean, but
again, I kind of feel like it does stick out a little bit more because, like, usually they're able to get back most of the original cast for the other franchises.
I always think about that. Yeah. Especially like in the Shrek the Halls and like those ones, they actually got Mike Myers to be Shrek again. It's like, I don't know. I just think
Trainer Dragon's also really good with that. Like, they got a very good number of the original actors from the movie to, like, not only be in the shorts, but also the Netflix show Race to the Edge.
Really?
A lot of them reprising their roles.
Yeah. I actually didn't know that they were in the show. Wow.
Yeah. Not all of them, but, like, I think it's Hiccup, Astrid, Fish Legs, and TJ Miller. He's also in the show.
But he didn't come back for 3.
Yeah, no. Nothing of value was lost.
No, not really.
Yeah.
It's because Stan Lee got to him. At the end of Big Hero 6, when he meets Stan Lee's character.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe
that's
the
like one of the
line
few roles that I like don't not How to Train Your Dragon, because that's like one of the few roles that I like don't hate him in, but everything else can like go home. Like he's so annoying.
I kind of liked him as Robbie in Gravity Falls, but yeah, I can't really even say
I guess with Robbie, it's like he's specifically designed to be unlikable.
Right. Yeah.
In other instances, like he's written to be funny,
right?
But he's just annoying. That's the thing.
Are you saying you didn't laugh during his performance during the Emoji Movie? SMH, Yinsed.
Ha ha ha! Very funny. How?
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing with this special. Clearly you have a defense for it. I mean, and you're saying not just because you're hugely biased for these characters.
Oh yeah, no, because I know people who like the original movie that don't like this special. But right. I think my semi-defense for it is I feel like it is I don't think it's like amazing or anything, but I do think it is it's very conscious of where it is in the actual continuity of the bad guys. And to explain what I mean by that, so this special is a prequel, so it takes place before the events of the first movie, which means no Diane Foxington. Sorry, furry, she's not in this one. Just wanted to let them know. But okay, so
she was too busy being spammed in Deltarune. Sorry.
Yeah, but my concern about this being a prequel was that when I thought that they were like going to do something, it was going to end in a way that somewhat undermined the significance of them like turning good for real in the original movie. Like it's like their real turnaround where like they finally actually grow and change as people. You can't really have that in this special because it would somewhat undermine how it happened in there. I know it's not too big of a deal because like it's a holiday special. Like you can easily like just let that be its own separate thing.
Right.
But I just think that like I can really appreciate when the specials are like conscious of like where they fall in the timeline and making sure that that characters act in line with how they would in the original movie. And that's kind of like how I feel like it is with here. Like all of the characters like still have like their quirks and their moments to shine. And like Mr. Piranha gets a musical number just like he does in the original movie, which is in line with the fact that like, yeah, he likes to sing in comparison even though everyone cuts him off in the movie. Or Miss Tarantula, like her thing with the gadgets, how she builds that robot Santa and it ends up coming to help save the day.
Right.
And Sharky with his disguises, which, okay. You to tell... So, you mentioned that so there's a scene in the special where they're talking about one of the coolest things about Christmas is how they idolize a lot of the Christmas criminals, and Hal had an issue with one of Sharky's costumes. So why don't you tell everybody what your minor historical inaccuracy is?
So Sharky. Hey now. No, but like the Sharky is like the disguise person. And this is the point. Yeah, that's the point of the movie where he's just like, yeah, we idolize these Christmas villains, and he goes like the Grinch, and he dresses like the Grinch, and then he goes Hans Gruber, but no, he goes Hans Gruber in a Swedish accent. Hans Gruber, the villain of Die Hard. Don't test my knowledge on Die Hard. I've seen it twice in the last 2 weeks already. I'm the biggest Die Hard fan. He is German. He is a German villain. So if Sharky wanted to say Hans Gruber in a German accent, then I'd be like, you know what? That's funny. But the fact that he said it in the wrong accent just, it annoyed me. And he looks like Walter White. Like, so that's that's your profile picture on
Walter
Discord.
White without the glasses. Yes, that is currently my profile.
Yeah. I guess
currently the facial hair that I'm going for right now.
I mean,
that's why I decided to do it.
I guess I kind of get it because like Hans Gruber does have a mustache and beard, but he has a full beard. He doesn't have the goatee. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Like it infuriated me as a massive Die Hard fan. It infuriated me, but it is a nitpick. I'll admit it. But boy, I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Yeah. Just remember. But I mean, then again, like with regards to the accents, like Sharky is not the first actor to not successfully pull off a accent that is not American. Like we've seen that before in other real life Hollywood blockbusters.
It's a 2-second thing. I'll admit it. It's not like it doesn't ruin the movie for me. It's not the reason why I gave it a 3 out of 10. But it certainly did not help it. I'll say that.
It was just a neutral thing that personally irritated you.
Oh yeah, it offended me greatly. But like, yeah, it's 2 seconds. Whatever.
Yeah. But going back to the story, I think I like the movie, not the movie. I keep saying movie. I like the holiday special. I like the short's ending in particular. How it ends in a way that I feel like doesn't do anything to contradict what happened, the first of the movie's events. And what I mean by that, so it ends with, so the premise is that they're trying to pull off a heist on Christmas Eve. And because they destroy this balloon that everybody in the town idolizes for some reason, they decide, like, we're going to cancel Christmas altogether. And I will admit that is kind of a pretty nonsensical and somewhat unrealistic turn of events. Like, this one thing being destroyed makes everybody decide to cancel the entirety of Christmas. Like, that's a little nonsensical. But, so basically, because of that, everybody's going to be at work for the holidays. And the bad guys need to make sure that they clear out the city so they can steal all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty creative, like, Christmas tradition for, like, actual criminals.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Like, the thing that makes them, like, enthusiastic about, like, the holidays being like, they're taking advantage of everyone being, like, at their homes. Like, now we can rob all the banks. So it's like a win-win situation for everyone.
Yeah.
I also think it's funny how they treat how they like how they view Santa's, like, you know, like how he comes into the houses, delivers the presents. They just view it as like, oh, he's breaking into people's houses. That's epic.
Breaking and entering. That's pretty epic.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I think it's really cool how it takes aspects of Christmas that have a somewhat negative connotation or taking things with a positive connotation and spinning them in a way that makes the other characters enthusiastic about it. And I just thought that was, like, really clever and creative.
Sure. Yeah, no, I can see that. I did like some of the jokes. Like, I like the idea of them idolizing Christmas villains like the Grinch, Hans Gruber, Ebenezer Scrooge. I like how they misconstrue and they're just like that bastard Tiny Tim. And I do like like one of the last jokes where they're just like, "Oh, Santa left us gifts. Fuck, we're on the nice list now." It's like, okay, that's cute. I like that. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is like, I think, like you said, if you're not totally into the first movie, it's not for you. In which case, it is not for me.
I feel like even like if you are like if you're only into the movie if you're only into the movie because, like, oh, it looks really nice, like, I don't think that you're gonna get a whole lot out of this.
That's true too. That's a good point too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but, like, I feel like that can, like, also, like, be applied to, like, really any DreamWorks franchise. Like, the Trolls holiday specials, like, look nice, but, like, I don't care about the characters in those movies, so why would I care about what happens to them in, like, their own spin-off?
That's true. That's true. I haven't seen the Trolls holiday specials, so I must really be missing out.
I've seen, like, bits and pieces, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, the animation, like, looks nice in these. I'm like, that's the thing about, like, yeah, I'm kind of, like, salty that this is, like, the one that, like, looks like ass. Like, you have done that for, like, Boss Baby or something.
Yeah, exactly. Because this looks like the Boss Baby Netflix show.
Yep, I have seen that, actually, because bear in mind, I have younger siblings, so, like, I've seen a few episodes of that.
I've heard of it, and I've seen, like, clips of it online, but I just haven't watched it, so. But I have seen the first two Boss Babies, unfortunately.
I've only seen one.
Oh, you haven't seen two?
Like, no, I haven't seen two. I didn't care. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're missing out. Just kidding. You're not.
But yeah, no, anyways. I like the ending where it ends with basically Wolf. It ends with them, like, somewhat fixing the thing where, like, they use shaved ice to make fake snow, but it ends up backfiring because he created a blizzard.
Yeah.
And everybody's mad at him for it here. They're like, we could have gotten it, but you just decided to take things too far. And then he's like, all I wanted, like, this is the thing that I most look forward to with you guys for the rest of the year. And I just thought that was, like, that really got me a little warm and fuzzy because it's like, I really like the bond these characters have, like, as a group. Like, whether they're good or bad, like, they always want to, like, make sure that they're, like, looking out for each other. And, like, they always have each other's backs. Like, even when, like, that's what makes their bond so strong, even when they're outcasts in society. Which is something that I really liked about the first movie. Even in the ending, like, where they all... even though they don't, like, get, like, their heroic moment in the traditional sense. Like, in the original movie ends with, like, them going to jail for their past crimes. But, like, they're doing it for themselves now. And, like, what matters is that, like, they still have each other. And I just really like how that sort of carries over to this movie, even though it's a prequel.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think you're explaining this. You're making it sound better than I perceived it as. And that's fine, because, like, that's how you perceive it, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. I 100%, again, I 100% get, like, this not being anybody's thing. But yeah, in mind, like, the bad guys is, like, my movie.
Exactly.
It was, like, specifically engineered for, like, something that I personally would really love.
And the thing I appreciate most about you explaining it this way is you sound like the most, like, the smartest bad guys fan. I'll put it that way. Just because, you know,
I'm one of the good ones.
You are the best. You're the most sane bad guys fan. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, because I'm not gonna get mad at people for like not liking it. I'm being like we've all got our tastes.
Yeah.
Like I've got movies that like people like with How to Train Your Dragon 3. I fucking hate that movie, but I know a lot of people who like it really like it. That's a conversation for another day.
I agree.
We'll put a pin in that.
I think we should. Yeah. But yeah, no. I appreciate you coming on talking about this. Clearly we disagree, agree to disagree, and that's fine. You know.
Yeah. No.
It is what it is.
Fine.
So is there?
PSA. Stop bothering James about the movie. He's never gonna review it. Just leave him alone, y'all.
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else you have to say about this movie? I'll say it's not on DVD or Blu-ray because it's on Netflix, so it's never really joining the collection. And it's not really something I'll ever watch again either. I'll probably watch the original at some point. I don't know when.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. At least you rated it higher than Wish on Letterboxd.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm going to be tearing into that movie for like the longest time.
I can think of things I like semi connected to with the Bad Guys Holiday Special, or I'm like the Hans Gruber thing. It's like, okay, at least I remember that I like Die Hard when they mentioned Hans Gruber.
Yeah, at least it's not saying capitalism is good. Like, at least, oh my god, like seriously, you have no idea. Like, there's so many layers to dissect with why I can't stand that. But again, we'll put a pin in that for another time.
Did Wish say capitalism is good? I don't remember that, but I believe you 100%.
Oh yeah, no. Can I explain real quick? So basically,
please.
It ends with them all getting back their wishes, and they're gonna be like, oh, if I really work hard in the city of Rosas where all our dreams come true, then I can like achieve my dreams. Like nothing will stop me. All I've got to take is a little hard work. And I'm like, fuck off. Oh my god.
Hard work. It's literally like magic.
So non-self-aware coming from Disney. Oh my god.
It's literally magic. What do you mean hard work? See, this is why the wishing like thing does not work in that movie. But that's
literally what I said in my review. It's like it's an inherently simple concept that it tries to add unnecessary layers.
And they're making it boring.
And to like the Redditors that are like, oh, like they think they're like smarter than like something that's meant for like little kids, and it's like you don't have to do this.
Oh my god! Just go back to Pinocchio. Go back to Pinocchio and just wishing on a fucking star.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just rambling at this point.
No, I know. No, it's okay. I haven't talked about Wish on the podcast, so that was our little mini Wish review. I'm sure it'll come up on the podcast again at some point. But yeah. Anyway, Bad Guys Holiday Special, better than Wish. We'll put it that way.
All right. Now let's talk about a holiday special that we both. I think we both like it.
I like it.
Give it a 6 out of. Okay, you like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Madagascar penguins and a Christmas caper.
You know what? I think the reason I gave it a 6 out of 10 is because it's just so short. It's like, what is it? 12 minutes, if even. But this thing has been around for a while. You know, because I used to watch this all the time on my old Madagascar DVD. Except,
so context. So this was actually on the Madagascar DVD.
Yes.
This is actually a bonus feature on that DVD. This entire special.
Yeah.
And I always found that weird because like I would like watch it like during the summertime, like when I would be watching. Because here's the thing: Madagascar is a very I think it's a very summertime feeling movie. Like
I can see
most of the main location is like on a beach, like on an island. Like it gives very summery vibes, and then you've got like this Christmas special.
Yeah,
I
can see that. I see it as more of like a year round movie, but I could definitely watch it during the summertime. I can see that.
Oh yeah, no, like I can like see myself like I could like just put it on like at any point during the year. Like I could watch it. I could have just as much fun in July as like I could in December. Like,
sure.
That like.
But
I think the length actually contributes to that because like it's just like a really short like side quest with like the penguins, and like what's interesting about that is that usually when it comes to the holiday specials, it tends to, specifically with DreamWorks, it tends to focus on like the main cast for the most part. This time it mainly focuses on the side characters, which like I'm perfectly fine with because like the Penguins are amazing. And
love the Penguins.
Honestly, yeah, I think they're honestly more interesting than the main characters.
I agree. It's why I
the movie is unironically like the best thing to come out of the franchise in my opinion. It's not amazing, but like I think it's like my favorite out of the favorite movie out of the 4 Madagascar related.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we're here to talk about the Penguins Christmas Caper. That apparently, so even though it was a bonus feature on the Madagascar DVD, apparently they made their own DVD for it, which I guess is cool because now I have it. I don't remember how I got this. I used to like clean houses as a job, and like people would have like DVDs and I'd just be like, hey, can I take this? And they'd be like, please get rid of it because they don't want it in their fucking house anymore. And I'm just like, hey, I'll take this.
So you asked permission.
Yeah, I didn't steal it. No, I would never steal anything. I'm not the bad guy's holiday heisting.
And maybe you need to like build your collection. You're like, you see like this really quality DVD and just like slide it in here.
Yeah. I acquired all of my movies legally, I swear.
Yeah, no. Hal would never do that. He's like very honest and he has integrity, y'all.
Anyway, so Christmas Caper. Yeah, it's not, even though it's a Christmas movie, and I'm very much strict when it comes to like watching Christmas stuff around Christmas time, because like I feel like even though I did watch this growing up like during the summertime, like if I saw it, I feel like nowadays I would rather watch it around Christmas time because I don't know, I feel like when you watch a Christmas special it needs to be during that holiday season, because if you watch it like in July or like April, it's just like I don't know, it just doesn't hit the same, I feel like you really...
Yeah, no, I get it. It kind of gets you into like the holiday mood. I can understand.
And I'd rather get into the holiday mood around the holidays. So yeah, it's
you're not watching. So you're not watching Grandma Gets Run Over by a Reindeer in March.
No. Look, as peak as Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is, that is special for, you know, late November, December. Like,
yeah, no, I get it 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like this probably was one of the earliest things to really show us like the Penguins can work on their own, because then eventually we did get the show and then the actual movie like years later.
You watched the show?
Oh, it's been well over a decade since I watched the show.
Yeah, no, I remember watching it when I was a kid, but I don't remember like it in detail.
But I don't either. I know people really like it, but like again, it's been years since I watched it. So.
Yeah, no, like it was like, because again, like siblings, there's 4 of us in total.
Yeah, all
guys, 4 penguins. Like,
yeah,
we were them. Like,
we're the Penguins. Yeah. Which one were you?
Oh, Kowalski. I was also the brainiac because all of them are like sports buffs.
Okay.
I'm like, no, like I'm a nerd. I talk about movies.
Oh, you're the one who goes, you log engaged.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about one of my favorite jokes in this is when like they're sitting down for dinner and Skipper is like, wait a minute, something's missing, and like they go and he's just like, get a head count, and Kowalski like takes out the fucking what is that, the abacus. He just like goes through, he's like, we have 3 heads, sir. He's like, where's the private? And he's like, it appears he's missing, and then he points to the milk carton that already has his picture. That is so funny.
Yeah, I didn't know the name of that device that Kowalski had before you tell me, by the way. You said it's called an abacus?
Abacus. I'm pretty sure that's an abacus. Let me
All right.
You know what? Before we move on.
I know that toy, but like I never like knew the name of it.
Yeah, abacus. I'm thinking it's a mathematical tool. Like, yeah, you see it in like doctors' offices all the time. Like, yeah. It's an abacus. It's like they use it to like, it was like an early calculator, I think. But like every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't know how you could make that a calculator, but whatever. I'm not smart. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean that's the thing with this special. It's like half the not it's like less than half the time of the Bad Guys holiday special, but I feel like it's a little more entertaining because like they're very different
Yeah, no, bear in
holiday
mind, 'cause, like, it's
specials.
only 12 minutes, but
Right.
it makes really, really good use of those 12
Yeah.
minutes. Like, it's all it's paced a lot better.
Yes.
Like like the speed of it, like it is very fast paced, but it all like is able to like run so smoothly because like it doesn't bother to like waste time. It never like feels meandering in
No.
regards to any of like the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And it all flows really naturally.
Yeah, exactly. I really love these penguin characters, man. Just like Skipper interacting
Which
with
one's your
these.
favorite?
Oh, who would be my favorite? I mean, I guess I'm gonna go basic, but I gotta go Skipper as my favorite. He just says the funniest things all the time.
I thought you were gonna go Rico, honestly.
No.
Well, let's talk about Rico.
No, look, here's the interesting thing about Rico, and I want to mention this. So because I watched this on this DVD, they have like a behind the scenes featurette on this Christmas special, which I always thought was really funny. Cause like I was thinking about that, because it's like, oh, you have a behind the scenes featurette on a bonus feature. But because it's on its own DVD, you can have that. And yeah, they're like interviewing like the director, Gary Truesdale. Director Gary Truesdale, mind you. Director of Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback,
of Notre Dame,
and Atlantis.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he also did Shrek the Halls.
No wonder The Short is a masterpiece.
What? Which one?
Those are all good. I said no wonder The Short is a masterpiece. Those are all banger Disney movies.
Yeah, exactly. I love all three of those movies. But anyway, so like, yeah, they're like interviewing Gary Truesdale. He's just like, and he's like taking it very seriously. He's just like, yeah, I love these penguins. I hope to work with them in the future. It's just like, what? It's just so funny. Just like the way they like took it so seriously. But anyway, yeah, it was just so fascinating watching like these characters interact. But anyway, so they made a point in that documentary by pointing out that like in this special, that's when Rico has this like iconic mohawk and scar like, that he has in other movies, whereas he didn't have that in the first Madagascar.
Yeah.
So it's just very interesting that like, oh, they decided to give his iconic look in a bonus feature. But I mean, it adds.
I like Rico's running gag in the short about like how he's so desperate to like use the dynamite to just blow whatever is in vicinity to just like blow it up. Yeah. He's just like kaboom, kaboom, kaboom,
kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Like, not now, Rico.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I've always just found about Rico is like he doesn't like say a whole lot, but like the stuff that he like does, he still manages to be funny with like just like his mostly silent visual comedy, and also the fact that he just the like the insane like things he's able to like pull out of his like throat, like he like just vomits like whatever is necessary for the.
Yeah, where did he get an anvil from that he was about to throw on the old lady? Like,
oh my gosh, that's he was just gonna fucking murder the whole
Look, I believe he would absolutely have an anvil on standby to like crush the old lady with. I just want to know, where did he get that from? Like,
yeah.
I
mean, I would have been fine if he had done it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. The old lady, Mr. Chu, like the fucking that old lady's hilarious. How she like hates everybody except her little dog, her little demonic fucking Chihuahua poodle, whatever the fuck that dog is. Pomeranian, I don't know. I'm very bad with the dog breeds. Yeah, but that fucking Mr. Chu, Mr. Chu, you'll get your present.
Like some breed of poodle. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it is very.
One of my favorite shots is of like how she's just being like, Mr. Chu, you'll get your present when we open the presents or something, and she's like, you're such a good boy, and she like walks away, and he's just like has like this really cute puppy dog face, and then it like zooms into his face, and like his like eyes are all demonic now, and he's just like growling at Private. He's like, so sharp, like yeah, his teeth are sharp, and that's when he like fucking rips apart the Alex the lion. Alex the fucking lion. It's the little things in this special, but they add up very quickly is the thing. They just they break into the woman's window, and Skipper's just like, Santa Claus has come to town.
Yeah, I think another thing that I really like about the special is how creative the plans they come up with are.
Yeah,
like particularly that one where they get they use the mail chute to away up the elevator.
Yeah,
or my favorite one where they have Rico eat a bunch of peppermints, and then they use him as a machete
Yeah.
to take
They
out
use
the
him as a
fool.
machine gun. Yeah, he's just like.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's classic.
Just the sound design, the like the
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, and like you were saying, one of my favorite line reads is at the end when like Rico's just like finally like kaboom, and Skipper goes, "Yes, Rico, kaboom," and then it's just like it just fucking explodes in the hallway.
And I just realized that not that the old lady actually turns on Mr. Chu because she thinks like all the mess was his fault. He's like,
look at this mess.
It's like, you stay in that stocking, you bitch. You're on a big timeout.
You're in a big timeout. Oh, that's just so funny to think about. Yeah. God, I just there's just that's the thing with this special. Like, we could honestly just quote the whole thing and people would get it. Like, it's so funny, and you can understand why like the Penguins played a bigger role in Escape to Africa, because they were easily the best part of that first movie. Just, I mean, look, I don't mind the animal stuff like with Alex and Marty and stuff like that in the first movie because I grew up watching that, but like, you watch the Penguin stuff and it's like, no, this is on another fucking level, man. Like, it's so funny.
Just funnier than the original characters, for me, honestly.
They really are. It's not even up for debate. Was there anything else you have to say about the Penguin's Christmas Caper?
Nope, I just think like it's really good. It's got like endless rewatchability, but like I definitely agree that like it does hit better like when you like actually watch it during the holiday season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. So I think I'm gonna keep this DVD, honestly. Just like talking about it, like I've never been like passionate for it. I mean, obviously I like it because I rewatch it a lot, but like I guess I'm realizing now like, man, this is kind of like a staple for my childhood, just like thinking about it, because like I used to watch Madagascar a lot and then I'd like watch this as well, so it's like, huh.
Yeah, no, me too. Like it would sort of be like a double feature. Like we would watch the original movie and we would watch the special.
Yeah, same.
We would watch the special, then watch the original movie, or sometimes we'd like just put the special on loop sometimes, like literally.
Yeah, I
have a lot of like childhood memories of like watching this when I was a kid.
Yeah, so I'm keeping this DVD. Like, I'm glad I was able to rewatch this special. I'm glad I can have it on its own DVD. So yeah, I think I could see myself revisiting this like every holiday season for the foreseeable future. So,
and just remember, if you ever have a Bad Guys DVD that you don't want, just say the word. I will take it off your hands.
I'll send it over to you. I'll send it over.
See if you can like get like a copy where like it's just Mr. Shark on the cover.
Yeah, you know what? With DreamWorks doing that a lot, where they just put one character's like giant fucking face in the cover. Like, I'm surprised that I would not be surprised if they did that, where they just have Mr. Shark's head like on like the Bad Guys cover. Yeah, but yeah, no. I think that just about does it. Yinsed, I know this was a very short episode, but we're talking about very short movies today. So please shout out your stuff, man. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel with the same name, Yinsed. I'm also on Twitter at the Disney Senior, and I also have a letterbox, also just Yinsed.
Nice, yeah. Short episode. I mean, we're not even gonna break 50 minutes. I mean, that's good, honestly. You know what? Every fucking episode for like the last few months have been like hour and a half, 2.5 hours. And it's just like, because we have a lot to say on each movie, but like, it's nice to have just like an under an hour episode, you know?
Yeah, this one's
are nice.
Comparatively more chill, because we're talking about like just chiller products in general. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so. Yeah, no, thank you for coming on today to talk about the Bad Guys holiday special and the Penguins holiday special. And
thank you for letting me get that Wish slander in. Like, I really fuck that movie so much. Oh my god.
I'm all for Wish slander.
Oh my god, Jess has been talking about them songs nonstop, and I'm just like, keep going.
No, I'm glad she does. She talks about that, how like, oh, the lyrics make no sense, because like I would never have thought about that. Like, because I don't want to rewatch the movie, so like I wouldn't have figured that out. But honestly, like her going in with her musical theater brain, like that's awesome. That like you can look at the movie from several angles and get nothing. So, but anyway, yeah, thanks for coming on, and thank you, the listener, for listening to today's episode. If you want to support the show, give a like, give a comment. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube. That's fine too. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I should probably stop talking soon because I've been sick the past couple of days. But you know what? We did it. So thank you. And always remember. Remember at the end of the Christmas caper where the polar bear's just like, I invited a few friends over, and he goes, what? That's how it'll end it. All right, goodbye, everybody.